Alright, hey there bootstrappers, this is Ryan Nickel coming at you. Just wanted to show you this quick little video here. I recently received an email. I did a presentation down in Fresno a couple of days ago, and I received this email from this gentleman. And I want to use this for an educational purpose for you. So basically he said, hey, thanks for the presentation. I had this opportunity. It was an escrow for 30 days and it fell out. So again, my whole way of approaching this business is I look for skinny deals. The reason why this fell out was because it's definitely very skinny. So he had it under contract for $86,000. So let's just go ahead and show you what that looks like here. So I take my notes here. So we have $86,000 is our contract price. And then he said he was wholesaling it for $91,000. So sale price is $91,000. So he's looking for just a quick little $5,000 spread, right? Is what he wanted out of the deal. And so let's go back here. The seller currently has signed a lease agreement for both. So you see it's both front and back unit for a total of $1,000. So we know it's a duplex now. So we have duplex and we have $1,000 a month for both. Now, okay, so this brings up some questions here. Is this 500 per side, or is it $1,000 a side, totaling $2K a month? So I need to figure this out. So going back to this, the seller recently signed lease agreements to rent both front and back unit for a total of $1,000. So there it is. So it's only a total of $1,000. So we have it being only $500 a side. Not a whole lot of money. Now he doesn't say what kind of properties these are, but I'm willing to bet that these are probably 2-1s, if not 1-1s, at that price. I mean, probably more than likely it's going to be a 1-1. Anyway, I don't know. These are just assumptions that I'm making. So this is what goes into what I look at. The seller is an elderly investor based out of Los Angeles and doesn't want to deal with it anymore, but put some money into it to rehab it, blah, blah, blah. So here we go. The seller is open to seller financing terms with 20% down at 7% interest, fully amortized over 30 years, all due 5-year, impounded for taxes and insurance. Property is already rehabbed on both sides, or units are rented. Please let me know if this is a deal or not. All right, so that's a lot of information. Let's look at this. So this is just a straight up facts. This is what the seller wants. Seller wants 20% down at 7% for 30 years, due in 5. So if the seller is asking for $86K times 20%, pull up my calculator here, and it's going to be $17,200. So when you take the $86K minus $17,200, it's going to give you, can you hear the numbers on my calculator? $68,800 is your balance. So I'm just going to look at this number here. $68,800. Got my kids crying in the background at 7%. So 7% over 30 years equals a monthly payment of $457.73. Now that's just principal and insurance. Now I haven't done any kind of due diligence on this property to know what my taxes and insurance are. So this is going to be my guess. So I can look it all up, of course. Taxes and insurance, I'm just going to put in here $150 a month. So total monthly PITI is a guess. So PITI is going to be this $457.73 plus $1.50 is going to give me $607.73. So the question is this a deal? Would this be a deal that I would pursue? Well, you know what? Cash flow wise, he just rehabbed it. I don't know what the rehab was, but let's look at what this cash flow is monthly. So I would be cash flowing this thing $392.27 monthly, or roughly $4,707.24 annually. So the question is this an investment that is worth my time? Am I willing to put down $17,000 to make $4,700 annually for 5 years and then have to pay this down? Me personally, I wouldn't do this deal the way that it's currently structured. What I would do is, and let me just show you one other thing too real quick. 68,000, 68.8. So I look at two different things here. I'm going to look at, okay, if I did this with only interest-only payments times 7% divided by 12, 400, it's only $401. So interest only is only a difference of $50 or so, 400. So I wouldn't do that, because if I kept it at the 68.8, the way that it's designed at 7 years, or excuse me, at 7%, when I do my math and I look at in 60 months where we are at as far as my principal balance. So my balance so if I go principal and interest, 5-year balance is $64,762.54. So basically it's $65,000. So it's gone down, $3,800. So $3,800 principal reduction. So what I would do is look at this and see what exactly does this thing look like if I am to put down, let's say, 5 to 10% only. And so what I would be looking at is I'm looking for, what's my monthly payment? Does it still cash flow as much? I doubt it will. And so cash flow. And to see if this is a deal. Now, this still might be a perfect deal for a landlord who is looking to only come in with... But see, here's the thing, though. A landlord can come in, a landlord buyer, that is. They can come in and they can put their 20% down, and they're going to get better terms than this 7%. So is this really a deal for someone that is going to come in here? Because 20%, $17,000 at 7%. If I were to, go out and wholesale this as a terms deal to somebody, and let's say, if I wanted to get this $5K, this nickel for it, is this really going to be an attractive deal to a landlord buyer? Because again, they're already putting 20% down on this property. If the purchase price, now again, I have to run comps. I got to see. Again, this is $86,000 for a one. I'm assuming it's a one unit. Again, I don't know if it's a one unit or not, but $500 aside is, I don't know this market. I don't know this area. These are all things that I would take into consideration. And this is just for an example purposes here. But for me, I would pass on this opportunity just because this does not make sense to me. This right here, this 20% down does not make sense to me in the least, because like I said, I can go out and I can get better pricing on my money than this 7% right here. So with that in mind, let's just go ahead and run the numbers on 5%, because again, he is asking for a 5-year balloon. So with that, when I look at my deals, I look at price versus terms. Now he's willing to do a terms deal, but the terms have to make sense for me. And let's go ahead and just do this with, let's just say 10% down and see what we come up with. So 10% down, of course, is going to be $8,600 because, again, that's his price. So we go 8,600 or 86,000 minus 8,600 gives us a remaining balance of 77,400. Now let's see what this is at just 7% interest only. So check that out. With 10% down at 7% interest only, guess what my monthly payment is? $451,050. Now check that out. That's the almost very similar to this almost exact payment of P&I. Now, if I were to do that, my cash in cash here, my cash on cash for $8,600 dramatically increases. So, again, assuming everything is going to be the same, 451 plus 150, it's going to take me to complete PITI. We're at 601.50. And 601.50 minus $1,000 a month payment, my cash flow is $398.50. Or in other words, it's going to be $4,782 a month. Oh no, sorry, a year. So if I were to divide that by my 8,600, good sloppy handwriting there, divided by 8,600, I'm at a 55.6% return on my money. What does that mean? That means that in less than 2 years, I would have recouped my money. So that means that in 2 of the 5 years, I've broken even on my outlay of cash, which has only been $8,600. So what does that mean? That means those 3 remaining years, 3 years and some change, of $4,782. Now again, keep in mind, rents do go up, and then you're probably gonna have some capital expenditures. Maybe, I don't know. It depends on the type of repairs. But just on the surface here, those 3 years of straight $14,346 a month in profit. Because again, I've broken even. So in this particular case, I would not do this deal at 20%. Let me get rid of that. So we'll just do it this way. 20% for me is just, it's too rich. I would not do that. I would do this deal definitely at 10% down. If this owner would take $8,600, I could very, very easily go out and pitch this deal for a nickel. So all in, let's say it's, instead of $8,600 to an investor plus $5,000, we're looking at $13,600. So instead of it being a two-year break-even point, for that's $13,600, I'd have to divide by $13,600. It becomes a 35% ROI. Even then, so let's just go ahead and put this in here. So at 13,600, it's still a 35% ROI, which means that it's going to take them 3 years instead of 2, which still is profit. 2 years of that is still going to be good profit for an investor out there. So or 95.64 plus they have appreciation. So it depends on what they want to do. If you just want to keep this, cash flow it for several years, make your money back, or if you just want to go ahead and get into a property for very, very cheap, you can do that. Just for let's just go ahead and figure this out real fast, what it would be on if it was fully amortized. So fully amortized, PITI gives us a monthly payment of now I use the Texas Instrument BA2 Plus calculator. So the monthly payment here is going to be $514.94 plus my $150. It's going to give me a total monthly payment of $664.94. ROI is not that great when you look at it this way, as far as monthly cash flow goes from these units. Now again, you can go ahead and increase it, but cash flow at this point is only going to be $335.06, which still is not that bad, but it's definitely not as lucrative. Oh, actually, you know, I mean, just we're only looking at a couple of pennies here, actually, when it comes to the price point. So when I look at that price minus the $398.50, it's only a difference of 63 bucks, 63.44. So let's just do this again. So 86,000 minus the down payment. And again, you can't see my math over here just because I have a calculator. But what I'm doing is I'm subtracting the purchase price. I get, or excuse me, the down payment. So I get 77.4. So let's write this here. So 4,000 at 7% is, we've already talked about that being $514,094. But when I calculate the amortization, or the in 5 years, 5-year balance is going to be $72,857.86. So with that in mind, you've bought down this particular deal almost $5,000. So you got $5,000 in additional equity in pay down. So anyway, that's how I would approach this deal. So again, going back to this seller, I would first approach with 5% down because I'm carrying it right now, or because not because I'm carrying it, because he's only going to get he's asking for his money in 5 years. So because he's going to get his money in 5 years, I would do 5% down to start with. If he takes it, I'm off and I'm running. If he doesn't, then that's fine too. But at that point, I would do 5% down, 10% my limit. So that's my cap. And then, because you have to think about it too. He already has both sides rented. So he doesn't want to be a landlord. He's out of the area. He's not going to get any of this money. He's not going to get this because it's rented. This is all a bonus to him. This is, let me do it this way actually. So this is bonus because it's rented. Yeah. So that's how I would approach it. So I just wanted to share this with you. I know it's very lengthy, a lot of information, but on the surface, this is exactly what I do when I look at deals. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back and I'm going to do my due diligence. I'm going to see, is this is it a 1-1? What's the fair market value for the property? Is it 86,000? Is that even reasonable? I mean, is this fair market value or not? And then I'm going to start going into it. But as far as this, I need to go back into, this is how I would approach it with the guy, just like that. So I hope that's helpful for you. And that's it. I'm Ryan Nickel, and this is how bootstrappers look at getting into these properties with very little to no money down. And again, where's this $5,000 going to come from? I never put any of my own money in my own deal. So I'm going to flip this opportunity to another investor. That's how you roll with it. All right, I'll see y'all later.